I am pleased to introduce your alumni and core member reflection speakers for this evening, Frank and Anna Pietrantonio. Frank is my husband and Anna is our daughter. Frank joined TFA in 2021 after seeing the wonderful experience that Anna had there. I'm grateful to TFA for enabling them to be of service. So please welcome to the stage your speakers, Frank, DC Region 2021, and Anna, Milwaukee 2014.
Hello? Hello?
We're improvising like good teachers up here.
Sorry to leave you up there by yourself.
It's all good.
So, wow, it is really dark out there. Anna, could you imagine, what was it, 12, 13 years ago, we're sitting in the kitchen, we're going calculus homework, and we're struggling, both of us, because I'd taken calculus 30 years before, and you're working on it, and now we're in front of all of these people kind of trying to talk about teaching. Crazy, isn't it?
It's totally crazy. What a privilege to be here with all of you guys tonight.
Yeah, we're so thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for having us. So we're going to do a little back and forth, kind of interview one another. Maybe we'll spark a little bit of spontaneous conversation. We'll see how it goes. So I get to ask the first question. So Anna, what prompted you to decide that you wanted to be a teacher, and why did you choose to raise your hand to join Teach for America?
Well, as long as I remember, I've wanted to be a teacher. My mom recently showed me a book that's like you make it when you're 5, and it has your picture. What do you want to be when you grow up? And in my 5-year-old handwriting, I had written teacher underneath. What do I want to be? And from then, I've just taken steps to pursue education in lots of different ways. My parents instilled a sense of service. And so in college, I had the opportunity to be a teacher in Mississippi, and I saw the inequities in education that exist. I met a lot of people who were Teach for America core members and alums, and I really believed in TFA's mission, and that's why I decided to join Teach for America after I graduated college.
Well, before you ask me a question, I just want to say one of the things that really kind of blew me away was that you had done that Mississippi time before you joined Teach for America. How did that affect your thoughts?
Well, that was an incredible time because I was in a place that's so different from DC, and I saw that those educational inequities that exist here that we see in our city, they exist across the country. What was your reaction to me choosing to join TFA?
Well, so we had that experience of seeing you go to Mississippi and to see you go into a completely new environment and to teach in a different way. I mean, I was exceptionally proud, but I was nervous as all get out. I mean, you're our first child. You're going far away into a land that I was unfamiliar with since I was from the New York area, right? And then you came back and you said you wanted to do more of it. And I was blown away by your sense of service, and I couldn't have been more proud. I mean, I've joked before that I'm the, weepy Italian guy, makes me cry sometimes. But the commitment that you showed to other people was the type of thing I always dreamed about doing myself. And so I was so exceptionally proud for you to commit yourself to do it. All right, my turn. How often does a 64-year-old go off and do Teach for America following in his daughter's footsteps? So what was your reaction when I decided to join Teach for America?
That's a good question. I also felt super proud. I think there are so many times in your life as a child where you look up to your parents, right? They're your role models, and you're just trying to make them proud. And this was a time where you looked to me as a role model, and I could be that person for you, the experienced teacher, the veteran teacher, who we could have conversations about good days, hard days, everything in between. And I was just so proud of you for pursuing something that you've talked about, and that I could be that person for you as well.
Well, I was so glad to have somebody kind of break the ice for me, because now I have somebody I can go, what would you do now? So that's great.
What do you think is harder, being a high school math teacher or being a patent lawyer?
So being a patent lawyer, there are probably a bunch of lawyers out here, and they may have different views of what a patent lawyer does. But a patent lawyer does need to know a lot about technology and the law at the same time. And you deal with crazy inventor types, right? And then you stand in front of a jury and try to explain to them why Einstein's theory of relativity actually is easy to understand. So it's hard, but this was harder for me. I mean, you walk into a classroom, and I've told my lawyer friends from my former law firm, I said, you don't know what it's like to have to be on every day in front of so many students. You have to be an emotional support for them. You have to guide them. You have to prod them. You have to give them information. You have to learn from them and help them learn from one another. It is so radically different from being a lawyer, and it's much harder. So, Anna, let me turn it on you. After almost 10 years of teaching, do you have like words of advice that you could give to people who are in it right now or, just about to start that journey?
Yeah, I've thought about this a lot. I think that something that applies to probably all of us in this room, regardless of whether you're a teacher or a supporter of education, is not every day has to be perfect, Every day is an opportunity to do your best for the people that you are managing, the people you're serving. In this case, for me, it's 150 juniors and seniors trying to take AP biology. But every day is an opportunity to start new and to try again or try something new. And I've really loved the privilege and the opportunity to share that with my students.
It's awesome.
You've come into teaching at a really interesting time and at a point in your career where a lot of people and your friends are retiring. Do you have any second thoughts?
So, I do have a whole bunch of my high school friends. We all turned 65 this year. And one by one, they're all retiring. And to me, I knew that I had to do something, right? I went to a Jesuit high school in New York City, and the focus was on service and being, the phrase at the time, a man for others. And you've asked me before, are you enjoying teaching? And my answer has been, I can't say I am enjoying it, but I know I'm where I'm supposed to be, right? So if I have any regrets, it would be, I wish I had started this journey just a little bit earlier. I wish that I could be better for my kids right now. I wish that I had more time to affect more kids. Each of you has one of these cards at the table, right? I strongly suggest you turn them over and look at the words that are proposed there. I have one here that's a quote from Nelson Mandela, and it says, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." We do that. You do that. I couldn't be prouder to be part of the profession that you led me to.
Thank you.
So I started. I'll leave it to you to wrap it up.
He ad-libbed that part, and I didn't know he was going to say all that nice stuff, you guys. But if I do have one last thing to say, I will say, going back to what my dad just said, that feeling of support, that's the thing that keeps us going every day as teachers. It's our family, it's our friends, it's our colleagues in the building. It's all of you who are here right now who are choosing to raise your hand for education and make a difference, who support teachers. So we're so grateful to be here tonight representing and teachers, alumni, core members, and also getting the opportunity to speak to all of you. Thank you so much for supporting us as teachers. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.